Hello and welcome back to the bakery. I'm your host, Team Rosemary, also known as Zach Warlock. Joining me are two good friends of mine, my co-casters for the evening, Maceo and Red. Guys, how y'all doing?
I was gonna let him go first, but I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. I think, I think, I think Red might have died.
I
Just a
had to
little
mute
bit.
my mic. I was having a coughing fit.
Oh, no, that's all good.
You didn't want to hear it. It wasn't fun.
But yeah, we got a very exciting evening lineup today.
Oh, do you want to ping the tournament chat?
Yeah, I got it. I got to get back into this lobby first. But anyway, we'll figure that out. If they start without me, I guess we're just not streaming their game. But
Get cooked.
all right, we're good to go. Thank you. We ready when y'all are. But yeah, gonna be exciting. Probably 2 matches, maybe even 3. We were looking at the schedule. We were a little confused, but either way, it's gonna be an exciting lineup. We're gonna do a back-to-back type stream.
Oh,
So
you might want to tell them to do the drafting game so that we can see it.
oh,
the
they
way
they
they
will.
did it
Let
online.
me stream to Discord. That way you guys can see everything. Okay. Still am like flustered from this like impromptu. So those of you guys watching at home or watching back on the VOD, more likely. Oh, they're already going. Oh, Lord Almighty.
Let's hope they know. Let's hope they know to go in order rather than to just pick.
We've
That's
had
the
issues
fun part.
before. Kane is
Yeah.
gone. It's a classic. Get his Kane out of here.
There we go. Now my software literally couldn't keep up with how fast I was moving. All right, you guys can talk about draft. I'm gonna ping the Discord.
Good lord, I'd need to see what teams they are. I can't remember the name, but we definitely know of a team that had a top-level jungler whose main was Kane. I'd imagine that's why that Kane is banned out. Diana, target ban as well. Malzahar Ashe, more normalized. Shen is the third ban as well, targeting that top side. What is the other team? I just see enemy 1, 2, and 3. I'm
The other team is Bobo's team. It's
Moist Chalupas versus Jax's Daycare service. We've seen both these
Moist
guys on the
Chalupas is
stream
the one I'm
before.
aware of.
they're going in how they drafted online. Big. Zig's first pick. That's a pick away from Hippo. Hippo is a Zig's enjoyer. And the Ezreal response with a Lux. Now that Lux is technically flex, but if I had to put money, I would say that Lux is probably going mid lane because Harmoniously is, for lack of a better term, a bit of an e-girl. So plays those type of champions.
Only a bit, but we've seen quite a bit of flexing actually going on, intended flexes from a lot of these teams. It may be a bait. Ezreal Lux is a very common ADC support style too. I wouldn't be surprised if that's bottom lane as well. They're trying to see if they get any bans out, would be my guess.
But they already moved the Ziggs flex from the blue side. Yeah, blue side. Yeah, we're looking from blue side. Of the blue side draft with going Ziggs into Jinx, which is interesting. Jinx is not the greatest into the long range, but if she can get a reset, who knows what'll happen?
Yeah, I think Jinx has a lot of opportunity for snowballing potential. I think it's one of the hardest lanes to do it against, double ranged. She much prefers ranged melee 2v2s as even as possible to make the early game as, I guess, simple as possible in order to find some closeouts, see if she can get the traps on them as well. It's going to be tough. If she can play a passive lane, it's just going to be beneficial for her. And we see the Braum, so yeah, you're right. That's a Lux mid. We see Ezreal Braum, more traditional. I actually think that kind of benefits Jinx more, though, to be honest with you. I think I would have preferred the Lux actually stay in that bottom lane and then they flex a mid there.
Yeah. I will say they were hovering the Jax there for a second. I think that was just a mistake because these teams have already drafted. But
Showing off just a little bit, probably.
oh, the Lilia lock in. Interesting drafts out of both sides. I kind of really don't like the Lilia. That is
No, I fully agree. I
a
hate
lot
Lilia.
of magic damage.
I
I like Lilia as
definitely
a champion. I like where she's at in the meta right now, but not in this game. Not when you have this much AP already selected. I mean,
Yeah.
No, and
It doesn't help that Ezreal is not really built for tank busting either. So trying to eat through the Juani, the Leona, and the set, it's just going to be a really rough ride. I'm assuming the Lilia might just be there as a jungler that can build like Leandries. But at that point, why not play Brand? He's got a faster clear, and he does way more damage to front lines with like Leandries and
I would have
Rallies and stuff.
I would have liked to see an 80 jungler. I know they banned 2 of them, but he still had probably his best one up in the Graves. I guess he's probably pretty down on it right now, but as soon as you see the Sejuani and the Set and Leona, like you have frontline to hit, you just go Black Cleaver and kind of eat ass, but...
yeah, I mean, there's actually quite a few options that they could have gone with. I think Lily might be, I mean, one that makes at least some level of sense, but it's certainly not the best.
I just think it's too much AP, topside. It's just, it's too much
no,
AP in general.
I fully agree. I think the Lux mid, Ezreal having some magic with his W, and Ornn doing almost pure magic damage, although it's very little, just doesn't leave a lot of room for a Lilia pick to shine. Although I don't know if I would say that going an AD jungler would be the solution to that, because then you have just Lux as your magic damage, and while she's very bursty, very good for the Ziggs and Jinx, not so much against that front line. That's going to be the big issue with Sejuani, Set, and Leona. I mean, their ability to dive on one person and I'm just stun lock them for like 10, 20, 70 years. I mean, Lux is not going to stop that from happening, right? So maybe you pull more of a bruiser side, you know, like AD bruiser. I can see Graves a little bit, maybe more tanky. I'm trying to think of any junglers that would really fit that role. Kane is gone, Xin Zhao is gone as well. Possibly a Lee Sin to help with pick potential. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, you say the Lux is the only AP, but then the Ezreal's also there, and Ezreal is, I know it's not as heavy as it once was at one point, but it's more like 70-30 still, so you still have enough AP to feel like they need to build MR. But yeah, I mean, the main criticism of OSC the first 2 weeks was he needed jungler with more teeth. And he picks a jungler with more teeth, and his entire team's AP. So, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yep. A minute left to pull into this game here. On the other side, we talked a lot about this red side. On the blue side, I think it's a lot more traditional. Ziggs mid, Leona Jinx, and the bot side, Sejuani Set. We were talking about huge engage there as well. Set Ornn, I can't expect too much to happen. Ornn has deceptively good damage in the early game, but honestly, so does Set. So we might actually see some brawls. I just don't know if anything's going to come out of that top lane, though.
All right, it looks like we are loading in as we speak. We'll get it going here. Macy, if you don't mind, could you throw a prediction or a no, I think it's prediction. Whatever the betting thing is for which team is going to win. Let's see if we can get a quick run.
He's so correct.
I'm so smart.
I still don't know what the team names are. I didn't get them pulled up.
JDS versus MC.
Looking through the roster, I think a Wukong pick would have gone.
Wukong, that's a good one.
Ooh,
That's
yeah,
the-
good
Wukong
armor,
would've
good
gone
armor pin for the
pretty
team.
hard this
Really good
game.
at team fighting too, which is what both these teams actually are really strong at.
And
Like-
the Ornn being able to just ult the Jinx or the Ziggs, and then the Wukong being able to follow up on it very easily would have gone quite crazy. And I know Momo's he's proficient on nearly every jungler in the game, and I know I just got to take my time and look through everything. They were on the clock to find a pick, but looking at it, Wukong would have gone quite wild this game.
Yeah, no, I think the big win con from JDS here is that that Jinx is just gonna have to scale into the mid to late game, and with all the AoE CC that the team has, Leona, Sejuani, even Set to a degree, like if that Jinx has good positioning, which I expect from XRS to have really good positioning, I strongly believe that they can pull out a victory. The real win con that I think
agree.
Momo has is they can match that late game scaling with the Ornn. I don't know if Harmoniously in the mid lane is going to be able to handle the Ziggs. I feel like she will. I've definitely seen her play Lux before. Lux is really good at just kind of clearing the wave and not really interacting, and Ziggs kind of does the same. So maybe they handshake
mid
it.
lane's a big old nothing burger.
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna be a handshake farm fest.
And the Lux will definitely outscale the Ziggs, especially if you tack on the Ornn item. One snare is going to be death for anybody. Not for anybody, but anybody that's not named Jigglypuff or Hitsuyaga.
Yeah.
I think I can confidently say that, like, I genuinely don't know who's gonna win. I'm actually excited to see how this predict goes for those who are watching in chat, because like I can genuinely see a strong draft decision from both sides, and there's some small nitpicks that I can throw in there. Like we were talking about the Lilia earlier. I do agree that I think it could have been a better pick, but I think Lilia still offers quite a lot for the team. I think her mobility is going to be really useful for trying to get in on this Jinx in the backline. Without having to just hard dedicate herself where she could potentially int. So something like a Vi that could easily get on top of Jinx's head but kind of risk killing herself in the process. Ooh, get a little action right out the gate. Exaros is going to get stunned up. Not going to choose to use the cleanse. Just going to just walk away. Harmoniously misses the snare.
Ooh,
But a flash forward from Hitsuyaga, and that hits that Q. He's going to be able to pick up first blood for his team and burn his flash at the same time. I think that's totally worth it.
That is 100% worth it. I don't know why the Ornn's down here, but he's having an adventure.
Yeah, I do think it was a bit greedy for Exaros to not run the cleanse there.
Let's say,
but
yeah,
I respect it. Thought he could hold his summoners, and he almost did, honestly. But just ended up not working out. And we get a little bit of a emote back to back in the mid lane, just making sure they're having a good time, showing off their entire roulette wheel.
Another part that I didn't mention with the Lilia is if the Lilia starts snowballing, I mean, this game is probably just over. Like, if the Lilia gets, like, 2 items by... if the Lilia gets items fast and can just snowball, then, yeah, I can see the Lilia just taking over the game because they won't have enough damage to kill it or have good lockdown for it either.
Yeah, Set just taking a couple of early trades against this Ornn. Really good damage coming out from him. Jigglypuff does win the level 2, I think, but it's going to have to take these like short little burst trades. Can't do an all-in, especially when that Set has Conquer. It's just not an all-in fight that you want to take. So hitting 4 or 5 auto attacks in a row, that is not the move. We're seeing
Another small note about that early game before the Jinx died. They did split XP on a ward, and so the Soul Laners did get 2 first, but they would have gotten 2 first. Jigglypuff got pushed in pretty hard, but I believe Harmoniously hit 2 first, so she was able to take her little CS lead that she has, probably because of it.
Yeah,
and we do see both junglers actually pathing down to this bottom side here, recognizing that this is the lane where you really wanted to get ahead on the Jinx side and to keep it ahead on the red side on this one. We'll see if they both converge at around the same time. They're both starting their buffs respectively. Lilia is just a little bit faster than Sejuani, so she'll have the first pick here. And conveniently, JDS is actually pushing up here, getting the level 3 first. Opening up opportunity to ganks, but actually otherwise very good for them.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they use this priority in lane to go drop some wards. It looks like that's what they're going to do. So get some vision up in the tri-bush probably, so they can spot that Lilia coming in. Lilia is a bit of a scary jungler in that regard. Yeah, they spotted her on Gromp. Sejuani's already posturing for this scuttle, and so is Ziggs down here, making use of his lane advantage. Oh, they're going to be able to go in on this Lilia. She flashes away, but it's not going to be enough for her second blood. So used to first blood being happening right there. Sejuani's going to be able to pick up the kill. The ignite from Leona being burned, but Blade King's going to be able to take some gold for that one. And he's going to be able to take the scuttle on top of that. That's a really good trade for him. And not really much was lost from the laners. Jinx didn't really have to give up all that much CS. She already had the lane prio. Ziggs technically loses a little bit of CS, but probably not more than 2 or 3 minions. The lane was pretty frozen in the middle, so really, really good play from JDS there.
Yeah, and I don't know who calmed that or if everyone was aware, but I gotta say that was some very good team awareness on the timing of not only Lilia being able to clear, but having the Sejuani there with them. She actually avoided her bottom side Krugs there, just to make sure that she had the timing on that little gank in their side of the jungle. I really do appreciate all 4 of them actually being on the same page there and converging at the exact same time. It's very good.
Yeah, and Momo's going to be able to help harmoniously out a little bit here. Just shove that wave under the tower so she can take her reset. And just going to go right back to farming. Holy Ninja taking a little bit of a trade under his own tower, but they're going to be good to go.
How did this lane flip as bad as it did? When we started, we saw Set up basically like half a level minion-wise. He might die here, yep. That was so greedy. Going in from pushing in the Ornn to under his tower, dying in a 1v1. How did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, Ornn obviously has the ability to buy some items from the lane, so potentially maybe bought some health pots. We see the rejuvenation bead as well for some extra healing, but
I don't believe you can buy consumables.
Yeah, you can't buy consumables.
You only buy components and full items.
But weirdly enough, that means that he didn't use any of his consumables.
I will say, yeah, but he didn't use his potion, now that you say that. Or his biscuit.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's insane that he had the lead there.
Yeah, he didn't use his TP. Didn't lose out on any CS, so didn't get a cheater's recall to walk back. Not really sure what would have happened to make that trade. I'd be interested to go back and watch the VOD later to see it. I'm guessing maybe Holy Ninja got a little greedy and tried diving the tower and took a shot or two. But even that wouldn't answer why Jigglypuff ends up with more health. That just explains why they were both low.
Yeah,
I mean, he has more health because of Doran Shield. If the set keeps taking short trades, it never alls in. Oh, never alls in. All ends. Sorry about that. Can't speak. The Doran Shield will outvalue the Doran Slate healing.
Yeah, but still, though, I mean, the discrepancy was so huge. I think maybe one thing we could see is the Conqueror. Conqueror isn't too valuable into this lane, and I don't even think it's that valuable outside of this lane. Maybe a Grasp, or honestly, maybe even like a Phase Rush would put a lot more value into this top side. I can't imagine that he's procced it a single time, even at level 6.
Yeah, and it looks like we're just being a pretty close farm game. Braum roam mid lane. Not really sure why. JDS is going to take the opportunity to take the dragon.
He roamed up for Grubs, just to make sure they got them. He was there with Momo hitting them.
Oh, okay, I guess just wanted some extra insurance.
Yep, classic play.
Yeah. Ooh, flash for flash.
Leone.
That's something you want to see from Leona, making sure that Ezreal can't join the fight. Good Lux ult coming in from the back. Ezreal's going to try to go back in on the Jinx, but Jinx is going to slowly walk away. Lots of damage coming out from the Lily as she gets a clear Scott's Q. Ezreal's going to be able to take out the Jinx as he runs forward, trying to scare off the Ziggs. Lily picks up a double kill in that fight. That's going to put her right back in.
Yep. That is the snowball has been pushed down the hill. Let's see if the moist Chalupas can put it in the goal. One thing happened in that fight was Hippo was just about to hit 6. And then the Leona died, I believe, and then he hit 6 and sniped the Jinx with the Ezreal ulti.
Yeah, well, and Harmoniously had a really good Lux ult. Good solo kill from Holy Ninja 16. Nice work for our set top lane. But yeah, Harmoniously had a 4-man ult in that long corridor where the tri-bush is. Really good angle from her. And I know Ziggs was able to put out some damage, but just wasn't able to match that Lux damage that we had seen from her. So good use. I'm not sure if she had the prio necessarily, but she definitely had a really clean ultimate there. So good job to Harmoniously on that one. And poor Jinx is now super behind in this lane. Not only is down in gold from the kills, but is down almost 2 full waves. So just going to have to try to play it back slowly. And hopefully Sejuani might be able to come down, make use of the fact that Ezreal burned his flash. And Braum also had to burn flash and maybe pick up a double kill for them. We'll just have to see. Sejuani seems to be pathing up, so I guess that's not going to be what we're seeing here.
Yeah, not too much value of Sejuani staying in this bottom side. At the very least, we could cover something, but I think she's aware that Lily is going to be starting top side as well. So just trying to see, I guess, to play towards the stronger lane with the set in that top side, especially after him getting that kill. And, just see what the Jinx can do on her own. It's more of a late game scaling idea anyway. If she can survive being down, 1 kill, 2 assists, a couple CS, it's not too bad, especially since Ezreal's going to have to fight into this front line of Leona, Sejuani, and Set going a more damaging build, probably going Bork first item, possibly into tank, maybe just a side lane warrior. It could be another great idea, going for split pushing to try and find some value there. He has some options. The team has some options, but overall, they're playing for the late game here.
Yeah, just going to choose to play it safe. Lilia also makes her way down through the bot lane. Is going to go ahead and take the scuttle, but the lane state's not really in a position for her to come and gank. They know they just set up that control board in the tri-bush, so not going to be able to see what's going on. Not really sure where Sejuani's at. I don't think she's been shown on the map for a few minutes now. Reasonably, she's pathing her way down, but there's always that element of the unknown, especially when you lose vision. You got to try to figure it out. And Holy Ninja taking another good trade up in the top lane. This Ornn, not really sure how the lane state happened earlier, but Set's definitely making use of his power right now. Zig's in the hall chat just talking about what we were talking about earlier, just handshaking wave after wave as they both just clear it in front of each other. Nobody's actually managing to pick up any damage kills.
Two of the best wave clears in mid lane. I can't imagine anything is going to happen after they both get their lost chapter. You just leave it to their own devices. They're just going to spam ultimates and Qs and whatnot on the wave. I don't even think necessarily either of them are able to get any turret plating here as well. What is Set doing? Yeah, this is so greedy. Oh my goodness, Set. You have no vision on this top side. Pops his ult to maybe try and find a way out. Lands the E. W still up the flash W to try and get the Ornn, but it's not going to be enough with the shield there. Set is going to go down. I mean, he got his plate. Was it worth it? Who really knows?
Yeah, Ornn did a really good job at buffering that Set ultimate, so he didn't get CC'd from it. I do believe that if he had actually gotten scooped up from that he would have died. Or at bare minimum, Set would not have had to burn flash. Ziggs even got the sweet spot on his ultimate on the Ornn. It's just unfortunate that poor Ornn is already racking up an insane amount of health with his items. He does not go down very easily. And they're going to be able to clean up some jungle pressure here, grab some more grubs for their team. And I believe that's going to put them at, is that 5 grubs for them? Or 6? Did they get all 6?
I believe so. Bottom lane and a top lane fight happening. Lux is going to go down. They might actually stop the 6 here. No jungler on this top side. A bit of a skirmish happening in bot. I thought someone would die, but no. Ezreal is able to get out. Actually didn't even have flash, just popped his E. His flash is going to be returning very soon. They are able to take the 6th grub, although they hit the benchmark of 5. So it's still very good for MC here. But, stop the bleeding where you can. Get you a nice kill. Return the lane to where it rightfully should be. And see what happens. But now Ornn actually... No, just able to get his crystal. I was trying to see if he was able to build out his Warmogs. He's very close, and Warmogs might change the lane to be even at the very least. Once he gets his Bork, and Set just got his Bork there, yeah. It's just going to be more of trading. At that point, you really can't kill the Ornn. He could just back up and regen his HP. I think he actually gets the Warmog's passive procced with just his passive. I don't think he needs anything else. I might be wrong. But he's actually going to swap to Bomby Cinder, delaying that Warmogs. That's interesting. I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, maybe just, I guess, expecting these prolonged fights. Maybe wants a little bit more, but I agree. I think it's better off if you just accept the fact that you lost the trade, but because of the Warmogs, it doesn't really matter. Ziggs tries to go in for the steal here, but Lilia doing a good job. Momo getting the smite, and we're going to have another fight coming out.
I was going to let you take charge, but we'll go ahead and jump in. Jinx on the bottom. Dying very early. Sejuani trying to see if she can get the kill on the Braum, wasting a lot of abilities to try and get her way in. Lily is just going to be able to run her down. The flash coming in from Ezreal just to get away from that Ziggs there. Leona is going to be going down as well. And now Ziggs is going to be caught out, flashing, kind of failing his flash, trying to see if he can get over the Dragon Pit. Unable to do so. That's going to be a double kill going over to the Lux. And the Set using his ultimate, but... Ornn is no more abilities, just an easy punch there. Doesn't even need to use the W. He's going to get the kill on the top side, at least get something out of this, but the Dragon and 3 kills, 4 kills actually, I'm thinking about it, is going to be going over to MC. That's definitely a trade that they're going to enjoy.
Yeah, and a full stacked up Dark Seal for Momo as well. That is a lot of damage that's going to be coming out from this Lilia. And we were talking about earlier about, Lilia's going to have to get ahead if she wants to be, the damage dealer in this team. I would argue that she has managed to get ahead. If we look over at the gold graph really quick, we can see a clean 1,600 gold up on the enemy jungler Sejuani. And Blade King is not playing bad by any means. It's just that this Lilia has managed to pick up every single kill in these fights, every single assist. And harmoniously as well, almost 700 gold up in her lane as well, just off of a few kills and assists. It's been a weird handshake in the mid lane, so it's really sad to say that Dr. Xavier didn't even play bad, just, didn't rotate to the fights fast enough.
Yeah, no, it happens. I think Lux has a little bit more value coming in for those ultimates and the stuns that she has. Ziggs does have his long-range ultimate, but early game pre-item, it's just not going to do as much. On the top side, we see Convergence coming in on the set as well. I don't think I've seen this guy place a ward once. He's going to be going down again. Will we give it to likely Momo here? Nope. Yoink, it's mine. 2-2. He already has his Warmugs. Don't really know why he took it, but, hand it over, I guess.
Hey, he's got to pad that KDA. Can't be having Holy Ninja 16 in the all chat, talking about, oh, I'm beating you.
Hey, that's fair. Talking on the Lilia, we tend to do this where we go, technically it's not a good pick, but if you're comfortable with it and you can get ahead, does it really matter if it's technically the right pick or not? We did it with the Kayn, now we're seeing it here. It's popping off. 4-1-5. Already having what is the name of that item?
For which?
I forget. Lilia's first item.
Blackfire Torch.
Omni Cinder? Oh, Blackfire Torch.
Yeah.
Already seeing the Blackfire Torch come out. She's going to be going Leandri's next. Whether Blackfire Torch is a good item or not on Lilia Jungle, where you get a blue buff for free and mana comes at no expense, is, I guess, maybe a whole nother discussion. But regardless, we're going to see Double Burn coming in. She's going to be quite a bit of hit, at least for a while, I think. It's going to be hard to not extract a good amount of value from this Lilia now that she's actually going to be able to build a little bit tankier, be a few levels up on the Sejuani too, to be fair, and already hitting that level 11 power spike, dramatically reducing the cooldown of her ultimate and giving her a lot more value in these fights.
Yeah, and we see Sejuani just trying to clean up these jungle camps too, trying to finish his jungle item as well. Both teams just kind of taking a little bit of poke at each other, but the bot lanes have rotated to mid laners have rotated to bot, and harmoniously going to take a couple of unnecessary tower shots.
Try and gank the Ziggs there. No, it's Ziggs. He clears the wave, calls it a day. He's going to have to back up from the tower. It may just be a tower on the next wave here. No one's going to be coming to assist him as Sejuani is going to topside to see if they can maybe plan a tower dive on a full health Warmog's Ornn. No, I don't see that really working out in your favor. May just go for Herald. She is spotted on a ward as well. I don't think there's going to be any trade for the tower bot side. I guess Sejuani just wasting a little bit of time there.
Yeah, probably wanted the Rift Herald, realized that the scuttle was there, and just opted to not. Sejuani's not going to be taking that Rift Herald by herself in any reasonable amount of speed. And I think it would be just too risky of a coin flip, especially with the way top lane's going right now. Like, yes, Set has priority, but Ornn can very easily just clear the wave under his tower and rotate down. I don't think they have the speed to start that Rift Herald up. And we just lost the mid tower for JDS as well in the mid lane. So very easily the bot lane would have been rotating up to the Rift Herald as well before your Jinx and your Leona can rotate. So I respect it, just accepting, hey, we're behind, and yes, it'd be nice if we could get ahead, but no need to give any more throws than we already have.
Yeah, that's very fair. Actually, a very good assessment of that situation at hand. But now we have the dragon up as well, and they're going to use it likely just as a trade. Yep, all of them going to be positioning to this top side. Going to go ahead and give that second dragon up. They already kind of stopped the dragon stacking, having one dragon of their own, so it's really fine if they take two here. Get the Herald, get the objective bounty, and use the Herald to maybe get another objective bounty somewhere in the future.
Yeah, and looks like a fight might be breaking out. Ornn's going to try to catch out the Leona here.
What are you doing? Roll for initiative, and we landed on a 1, I guess.
Jigglypuff takes the kill again, chooses to not give it over to the Ezreal.
Hand it over.
3-2. He said, I earned this with my ultimate. If you want to get kills, you can earn it with your ultimate.
Yeah, I would say that Leona maybe got caught out, but if Leona just continued moving in the correct direction, she would have been fine. I don't know why she double backed there. Regardless, that's going to be another kill. I don't really say that that's too much impact. They were going to push in regardless, so it's fine. They already took the objective. They're already ahead. it's okay. Just try to make sure that doesn't happen again. If there's an objective up or a team fight happening shortly, Zake's going to be TPing over to the bottom side, clearing the wave. It's what we know best. Hopefully this Zace can come active sometime in the future here. He's kind of been very silent, not because of anything that he's done per se, just the bottom lane hasn't been too strong, and they were still trying to take fights regardless. I can see why, especially with the early lead that they got, but just unable to really make things happen for the bottom side. Not to his detriment. He's farming completely fine. 150 CS at 20 minutes. It's good. We're not trying to be Doinby, anything like that. A 2-man ultimate in the mid lane, though. Instant cleanse from the Jinx is going to get herself out. But not too far out, as the Ornn is right there. Leona's going to die as well. Trying to die for the cause, but the cause is futile as Jinx dies as well, wasting both of her summoner spells to do it. You're not killing the Sejuani. They're just going to run her down. Ziggs is able to get her out safely, but that is a 2-for-0 going in for MC here.
Yeah, that was
Brom. Oh my goodness, what what a jump on that one. Ziggs actually is going to go down. Didn't have his satchel up because he used it to try and help Sejuani there, and the Ezreal converging in the mid lane means that he's going to die as well, and that inhib tower is going to fall right alongside the team there. Will they take the inhib? Yeah, go ahead and take it. Why not? It's there. No one's there to stop you as well.
Yeah,
Lilia not having her ultimate up, they're just going to walk out.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about any AoE ults coming in. Leona and Sejuani burned him in that last fight. So, yeah, I think taking inhib there is pretty clean. And shout out to Ezreal. Ziggs over here finally was able to pick up a couple of kills. As Ornn was getting pretty trigger happy with the auto attacks, but he finally cleaned up a few for himself.
They're actually still trying to converge on here. Ornn popping his ultimate. Leona going in. Aftershock's going to keep herself alive for just a little bit, but on the right side, Ezreal is completely demolishing the Jinx there, and Lilia landing the E to finish the job. They're just going to run them down again. Leona's going to go down as well. That's a double kill for Ezreal. 3 down for nothing, and that was before they even reset. That was... this was before they even found a chance to recall before their previous fight. They're kind of just slaughtering him. 5-18. Almost 10k up, and they're going to go straight to Baron.
Yeah, and that's going to be pretty free, too. Mid inhib is down, so Ziggs is just going to have to farm up those minions. Can't really afford to leave. Set's going to go clean up the wave in the bot side, just pick up some gold and try to push out the lane. So JDS is just going to try to take some gold. We see the Jinx ult coming from across the map. It's not going to get... Yeah, just ends up getting body blocked by the Braum. That's really smart from Hitsugaya to kind of predict where that ult was coming from as well. Good positioning. You got to respect it, though. When you're this far behind, I'm chucking Jinx ult at that Baron every single time.
Oh, absolutely. See if you can find the angle. 1 in a million chance, but, sometimes you win the lottery. Unfortunately, this was not the time. Wrong numbers, wrong place. But, worth a shot. Spend the dollar, right? But they are going to get Baron there. We're going to have to see how impactful this Baron is. They've already broken open the base without it. They may find something in the side lanes, although both of them were pushed out, courtesy of MDS there. So going to waste a little bit of time trying to get those waves in order. But they might just ignore it, position to this mid and bot side, and maybe just use this Baron to get this nice dragon here. And it seems like, they're going to do that as well. Lux is going to be in the bot side pushing the wave out, and Ziggs is actually conveniently going to be in the top side, so no one who can really thin out the wave. And they're going to be positioning in the jungle to see if they can catch anybody out. The rest of MDS is going to be going over to this bot set as well. Lilia kind of on her own, missing the E, but Set is going to flash in and get the E of his own. Going to give the shutdown over to Jinx. She's going to go hyperactive. Not a lot of damage to actually go through this front line, though. Braum just popping the shield, popping his E, and nothing's going to come of it. But it is a decent shutdown for the Jinx. They're not going to be able to save the tower on top nor in bottom side, but hey, getting some gold is a start.
Yeah, that's good shutdown gold in Jinx's pocket. The exact person you wanted to have as well. Unfortunately for her, the enemy team is just ridiculously far ahead. We're seeing over 10k gold lead for the team as a whole. They're knocking on these inhibs, just burning more and more turrets and towers down. And unfortunately for her, they also have Ornn items slowly getting stacked up on the enemy team. We see the Triforce being upgraded from Ezreal, and soon to be, I imagine, the Liandry's from Lilia will be upgraded here as well. You even have Braum building Heartsteel and stacking it really, really well. So the fact that you have even the support just flexing their gold lead is pretty crazy. They're going to clean up this dragon here on spawn as well from the looks of it. Lilia is slowly making her way over. But
just going to go ahead and grab that kill for free.
Yep, and they're going to give the shutdown gold over to the Jinx as well. Really good job from JDS of actually making sure that they're funneling this gold into their hyper carry. And she was able to finish her Phantom Dancer. That was before getting the kill, so might even be able to start merking her way towards that Infinity Edge for the third item, I would hope. And honestly, if she can pick up that Infinity Edge and probably, well, ideally you'd want LDR so you can take down the Ornn. But if you kind of ignore the Ornn and your goal is to just get rid of these hyper carries, you might find better use with like a Runons.
Yeah, I was actually going to talk about that as well. Phantom Dancer second. It makes sense once again, but in the situation we're in, it's kind of alarmingly bad. The only value you get out of Phantom Dancer is if you're already hyperactive, then you actually get some decent value out of having the Phantom Dancer there. If you're not hyperactive, you really just wanted, possibly an LDR second or an IE second to get some actual damage done on these front lines. Considering that, while Braum doesn't actually have any armor as of yet, the person who's going to be directly in front of you for a vast majority of these fights is the Ornn. And you are the person that has to take him out if your team wants to get anything done. You can just use the Ziggs as the resource to try and poke out these poke characters of Lux and Ezreal. It's not really your job as Jinx to do so. You're gonna get zoned out regardless. So I would rather her try and play the front to back a little bit more with more valuable items than the Phantom Dancer, because now we're in this situation where a fight is about to start and Phantom Dancers aren't going to be doing much. We'll see the Ezreal going to be hitting 3, the Lilia flash queuing onto 3, getting the sleep onto 2, and I mean, she's already out of the fight. Ziggs and Jinx are out. Ezreal is going to get 1 kill. Lilia with the 3. No pentakill is going to be happening here, a 3-2 split, but it's going to be an ace, and that's going to be the game for Moist Chalupas.
Yeah, that was a 4v5 too. You can't really ask for much else on JDS's side. Jigglypuff was nowhere near that fight, just choosing to take down the Nexus towers. And yeah, that is going to be game. So good job to the Moist Chalupas picking out a very, very clean victory. It seemed like a pretty one-sided game for most, if not the entire thing.
There we go. And I mean, a very efficient game coming in from this team. I think that Lilia just played really well, played to her strengths. The Lux also converging on a lot of those team fights as well. I mean, we saw good team fighting and good skirmishes very early on coming in from JDS there. Getting an early lead on the Jinx there. However, they still played to their strengths. It's Ezreal Lux. It's a very good bot side. And I mean, when you play towards them and you just play towards their strengths, I mean, you get so much value out of it.
Yeah. And now we get the favorite part of talking to our players is the nice post-game interview. So those of you guys who are in the chat, let us know who you guys want to talk to for this interview. Personally, I think there's a lot of great options. We saw from Moist Chalupas, Momo obviously did a really good job. 8-2 and 10 on the Lilia, popped off early, was able to rotate a lot of the damage. We see Ziggs is on Ezreal, who was able to clean up a lot of that mid to late game damage. Didn't even drop a single death, so really good positioning and damage from him. And even something like Harmoniously in the mid lane. She did a really good job on the Lux, especially from like one of our low elo players. That's something I was very, very impressed with. Is she kept her deaths very, very low. She had her ult positionings very, very clean. In almost every fight I saw, there was always 2 or 3 people she was hitting with it, and was able to just rack up a lot of damage. Even though it's just 8K, I feel like it was very focused 8K. So really, really good work from her. And I see a few different votes coming in, most of which coming in from Ezreal for Ziggs. Mason, who would you want to talk to? Is there anybody that stood out to you?
I think the Lux is actually a very decent pick. I think, actually, I might want to talk to Momo on this one. I think trying to learn how they really played around the jungle and the timings of converging on objectives and how their team really gelled together might be a really good idea. Some questions to ask there.
Yeah, I see the chat is blowing up with Hippo. But honestly, we talked to him last week or 2 weeks ago, It was a very great conversation, but I'd like to try to feature some of the other players on the team. So,
Hippo, because he's cool.
this might be a great opportunity. We didn't get to talk to Momo last time. But yeah. So if you guys want to throw, I think we're about to run an ad break. Can I pause this?
Delay it.
Ads.
Get it out.
Snooze for 5 minutes. All right, let's do that. Yeah, let's see if we can hear from Momo, our team captain. We didn't get to talk to him last time. And we'll just see if he's available. Last time he had to run off pretty quickly after the match was over, so we didn't get to talk to him. But we'll see if we can get him in here for a quick little Q&A. And then after that, we'll run a quick ad break while you guys get some food. All right, he's available. Let's see if we can draft him. We'll scare him a little bit.
Yoink him.
There he is.
Hello.
Momo, congratulations
Hello.
to the Moist Chalupas for a very clean, decisive victory. You guys did a really, really good job there. So first of all, like I said, congratulations. But
Thank you.
we have a few questions for you. But before we get into too many specifics, in general, how did you guys feel that game went? From our end, it felt like it was a pretty clean stomp. Did you guys feel like at any point y'all were putting the brakes on or trying to be hesitant or careful?
After the first death, I don't know if you guys remember, but in Pride Bush bot lane when I was level 4, it looked kind of bad. But after that, like, our draft was just better than what they had planned out. I think it's they're kind of running into a Braum, Aurelia, and Ezreal. It's not easy for like Set to even play the game, so Set was like pretty much non-existent. Like, draft wise, I was kind of comfortable with I was kind of confident in that we would win. I
Yeah.
wasn't too worried.
As far as the
Oh,
draft was, we had a pretty big question mark of why we chose the Lilia, and obviously it worked out. So, but I don't like to go with results-based thinking. So, what was y'all's thought behind the Lilia specifically? Because we were thinking y'all would try to pick a little bit more of like a tank buster-esque jungler.
Yeah, I mean, Lilia does do that and takes a little bit more time. Obviously, it needs like the 1.5, 2 items or whatever. But things like a bunch of melee champions like Set, Sejuani, Leona, with the information that we have of that team, we know they like to play 3 to 4 melee champs. Lilia really enjoys playing into all these melee champs. She can just run around, hit them for free, kite, burn damage over time. She does well in the tanks, at least after a certain point. I got a few kills early and I got pretty fed, so.
Yeah, but I guess the mobility is a huge factor. Because I was thinking like, Bran would be good here because there's 3 like big beefy frontliners.
Yeah, Bran would be good there. Yeah.
But I could see where the mobility would be very useful, especially for dodging something like dodging
Leona
Sejuani
and
ultimate, where you can or like Leona ultimate, both of which you can just run out of range for.
Yep.
So
It's also comfort. I'm more comfortable on Lilia over Bran. But
that's fair.
yeah.
That's fair. But yeah, another thing we noticed was y'all harmoniously did a really good job in the mid lane of landing these clean ultimates in the team fights, and it's something I wanted to highlight from y'all's perspective, because a lot of these team fights you can tell, Ziggs, Hippo was getting out a lot of damage and was picking up a lot of kills. Even Ornn, and once he started getting out of the laning phase, was starting to pick up a few kills. You obviously popped off early, but did you feel like your team was kind of just performing their roles, or was anybody else performing like more exceptional than you kind of initially anticipated?
Yeah, for sure. Our Ornn was really popping off more than I expected. Like, that matchup isn't. I'm not really familiar with the matchup, but I can't imagine Set is good into that. I mean, Ornn's that good into Set, but we just put him on tank duty, and he performed. I think he got a solo kill on him too, under turret or something like that early on, which was crazy. But yeah our Ornn popped off.
Yeah, Jigglypuff did do a really good job. We were laughing because it was a little bit troll. He kept taking the kills away from Hippo in the early game, but I guess it didn't really matter in the end because he ends up with 8 kills and 9 assists. So, he ended up getting his goal anyways.
Yeah, Ezreal's a little busted right now.
Sweet. Mason, did you have anything you wanted to ask before we sign off here?
Yeah, I just had one question about the draft. It's been kind of tradition that we've asked about starting picks that tend to either lean mid lane or ADC. Specifically with the Lux, was that starting as a mid or like intended to be mid, or was it a flex pick that was starting support and you guys were like, hey, we can move it mid if we see some value somewhere else?
It was from the start going to be a mid laner, but we do know at the back of the other team's head they'll probably be thinking of it going support. So we can use that against them. But like from the start, it was going to go mid. It's our mid laner is comfort pick as well, and they locked in the Ziggs very early. It can match the Ziggs in the wave clear, so.
Yeah, that was something we were talking about earlier. Is like, and they were kind of joking about it in all chat if you saw, where they were both kind of just like handshaking wave after wave. No one was really picking up any kills. They were just kind of poking each other out and recalling.
Yeah, if you keep Ziggs in like a handshake wave clear fight, like he won't be able to do what he wants to do and take turrets, right? Or like even push and roam. So it was good that they were able to just handshake waves back and forth.
Yeah. Well, nice work. Congratulations to the Chalupas for another great victory. And from the looks of it, you guys are going to be entering into the playoffs here in a few weeks. So that'll be exciting for that. You guys have any... I don't expect you to spill all your secrets real quick, but do you guys have any drafts that you guys have been talking about behind the scenes that like we may be able to get to see here on the stream in the next few weeks or so? Like something we can look forward to?
Yeah, we always do. We always had... like even this game, I mean, I guess I can say it now. The Exarth guy like plays Callista, and we might have just pick Nasus support or something like that, just to match it. Yeah, we always like every week we kind of talk about like cheese picks or like things like that or interesting strats to try into certain teams. So yeah.
Well, that's great. That's something to look forward to from us. We'll definitely see you guys on the stream if you guys make it into playoffs, which I'd be very shocked if you didn't. We'll definitely be able to showcase you guys some more. We're looking forward to some awesome drafts and some awesome gameplay from the Chalupas in the future. Do you want to say anything to your team or to the fans before we sign off here for today?
Everyone on my team performed. So yeah, it was good. It's really nice having 3 winning lanes.
Awesome.
As a jungler, it feels good.
I bet
it's
it
the dream.
does. I bet it does.
It makes me look a lot better. Yep.
Well, Momo, thanks for hopping in for the interview. Those of you guys who are spectating in chat, we're going to take a quick little 5-minute break, give everybody a chance to go get some water. We'll run these ads so you guys don't get interrupted in the next game. And then we'll be tuning in for the other feature match of the night. The Puffy Poros, first time featured on stream, going up against Camp Autumn, both the undefeated teams of the tournament so far. So only one can walk away with an undefeated title after tonight. So it'll be exciting. Make sure you guys stick around. Go take a quick break, and we will see you guys in just a few minutes.